Hi Aries, and welcome to your love story for March 2020. We are coming into March under that Leo full moon that we had in February, as well as Mercury still being retrograde, still being in Pisces, but then moving into Aquarius on the 4th of March. So the first half of March is that Leo full moon energy, that Mercury retrograde energy, which means you're very much in tune with who you love, whether you are together or apart. You are very attuned to that within yourself, having dreams, just having all kinds of epiphanies, because retrograde is also about completion, unfinished business returning, things that still have more energy to them coming back to you. So the first half of March is a bit of that energy, and then on the 9th, we have the full moon in Virgo, and then Mercury goes direct. So that's when things are really going to start solidifying. So any major decisions in regards to love and romance really put off till about the second half of the month, because mid-March you might definitely experience a shift in your thoughts and your emotions and your energy about whatever was going on prior to that point. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to start this reading off by pulling a card here to see the main focus between you and the other person that's going to come through in this reading. And I'm going to go with one storyline, so it will resonate and fit, or it won't. So let's see. Okay, you guys have a third house energy coming out between you. So in March, this is definitely a lot of introspection, a lot of thinking about things, also learning new things about each other, or about how to communicate better, or about your situation, or about why certain things have happened the way they are. There's a big essence of learning, coming into understanding, awareness, as well as communication, okay, with third house. And also some short-term travel could be involved for some of you, but main highlight is learning, understanding, and then the communication between you and this other person who's coming through in the reading. So let's pull a major arcana to look at your energy and then the other person in this reading. Now you could be on this side or you could be on this side, and then your partner is on obviously the opposite side. You go with which side you feel is speaking about you the most. Over here, we have the Wheel of Fortune, destiny, a shift in consciousness for the positive. So things are definitely changing over here in this person. And on the other side, we have the Chariot. That is another good energy. This is about, passion and the journey that it takes for anything that comes into our life, especially in regards to love and romance. It's more than just any one moment. It's this person is really connecting all the dots and seeing how everything comes together. And this could be where maybe there was a big emphasis on like a focus of the negative in this relationship, whether we're together or apart. And now, as we move into March, there's a different perspective happening where we're seeing the positives on both sides. Okay, both people in this situation are really having an awareness and shifting in perception, which very well could bring about really strong and good communication, a good talk that maybe you need to have with this person. So let's pull another card to dig a bit deeper into your energy, their energy. Sacred moments. And spiritual awakening journey. Wow, that's nice. See, this is very much mirroring energies right here. On this side, that's that shift of going out of really looking at what's wrong, what's negative, what's happened, and shifting to the positive, the things that made this connection special and sacred and unique, unlike any other connection, that you had before or that they have had before. So a big shift in consciousness in this person. Over here, same thing, but this is taking place in a different level of this person. This is more of a spiritual realization, and over here feels feels more of an intellectual realization. Third house energy would be very much intellectual, and then the higher octave of that would be the ninth house energy, which is the higher spirituality, the higher understanding from that space. So I really feel that over here is that third house energy where it's an intellectual understanding and shifting in perception. And over here on this side of the reading is more of that ninth house energy where the shifting of understanding is happening more in a spiritual space. Okay. So, but it's at the same time, it's mirroring, because the understanding that both people are coming into is about the sacredness, the divinity, understanding the bonds, and it's breaking free of that romanticized idea of love where, it's just seeing the true essence of things. Love and relationships is not always a beautiful experience. Sometimes you have to fight. Sometimes you have to really work for your relationship, and sometimes you have to separate for a while because you just can't get it right. But we get caught up in all those details. And so what I'm seeing here is all those details that separate are now becoming less important. And all the things that connect are where the focus is coming into play on both sides. And there's communication and conversation about it. Okay, let's pull some tarot. Ten of Pentacles. This is coming to the end of a journey, but in a very positive sense. Next is the Innocence of Wands. There's that new start, that shift in perception, a spark in the spirit. Next is the Ten of Wands. That's been a very long journey. Nice to see that we have two tens here. Again, that's about completion, moving into new energy, and that's highly attached to this Mercury retrograde. Eight of Swords, so feeling a bit restricted, unsure. And lastly, the Ten of Cups. Wow, you guys have three tens going on right here, which is more about this side of the reading, right here, more about this side of the reading, and then in between, a 10. So you guys absolutely mirroring each other's energies, okay, 100%. Here it is, the intellectual, and Pentacles being earth energy. The intellect is like the first point of manifestation, right? And then it moves into the emotions, and then it manifests into physical reality. So over here, again, is that shift in the mind, in the intellect, the understanding, the perception. And over here, Ten of Cups, that's the emotional body attached to this spiritual awakening journey, and the Chariot, okay? That's a big shift at a soul level. And when that happens, a person does fundamentally begin to change in many different ways. The way they see themselves, the way they see others, the way they perceive their place in this universe, on this planet. And they're getting more in tune with like the sacredness and the divinity of the experience of life. And, it's like love should not be used and taken advantage of. It's just such a recognition of the sacredness of what love means. And it's outside of that romanticized, humanized version of love and romance. This is like the real deal, the understanding where, logic, heart, and soul are all in alignment with each other. It's a beautiful awakening taking place between you and this person throughout the month of March. And again, the first half is where we're kind of in those retrograde energies. We have the Leo full moon, and Leo is ruled by the sun. So it's like all things coming to light, truths coming to light, as well as deep healing within if we so choose. So that's going on very strongly in your reading, Aries. Let's pull some clarifiers here with these tarot cards. I think this Passion card definitely wants to come out. So we'll put that here. Insane chemistry, like each other equally, and having fun. So again, that's just like your energies are mirroring each other. All right, so we actually had 5 jump out. And girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And that's under this 10 of Pentacles, and that's how the energy is shifting. It's that change in the intellect, and it may also come about talking not just with this person but with other people, bringing new insight for this person. Now we have separation under this Innocence of Wands, you know, desiring a new beginning, desiring to finally be able to have communication, see eye to eye. So this says sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. And separation can happen, you know, even if you're still together, right? There could just be emotional distance, or you could outrightly be separated. Under the 10 of Wands, we have seduction and we have that passion there. So there is a lot of chemistry, especially in the physical sense, between these two people. Next out is coffee cup. This is meeting, conversating, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted. This is under the 8 of Swords. So there is some fear and restriction around having this conversation. Again, hold off until like mid-March. I feel that's a good time to finally say what you've got to say, because with retrograde, Mercury retrograde especially, there could be a lot of miscommunication, misunderstanding. So after the 9th of March and, you know, going forward, then that's a good time to have this conversation. So you definitely feel the restriction, or they feel the restriction, or it's like the universe is not aligning events up until after that point, because there's, you know, something to be gained and learned and understood, you know, in the meantime. And under the 10 of Cups, we have not enough, and it says frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. So this spiritual awakening is what this person is overcoming within, and coming more into a place of love, unconditional love. Again, that love that is not the humanized, romanticized version of it. It's the understanding of like true soul connection and soul bonding between two people. So for you guys, Aries, what I see here, whether you're together or apart, is you both are shifting and changing and becoming into new awareness about self, about the relationship, the bond itself. You guys are both learning something. You're coming out as 10, so it's been a journey, a long journey, but it's coming to the end. And, you know, conversation, reconnection, whatever it is for you, you're going to be restricted and held back until both of you are 100% complete on this journey. All right. And it has been a long journey. Now, because we do see separation here, let's pull a few heart and soul messages. And these are messages, you know, from their heart, from their soul, or from their ego that you may or may not be aware of. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so we have an ego message coming out, and it says, karma hasn't caught me yet, so I'm not really aware of how my actions impact you and others. Now, this here is the ego fighting the spirit, but the spirit is going to overrule. Next out is another ego. I take more than I give. Woo. So there's a big adjustment taking place, and I feel it's over on this side. I mean, it could be on this side because, you know, here's the intellect and this is about the spirit, so it really could be on either side. But somebody is definitely going through an ego death, and that might be what the restriction is about until this is fully complete. And last is a heart message, and it says, I write messages to you. I just can't seem to send them. So definitely a desire to reach out and connect. However, until this ego death is complete within one or both, there is going to be this restriction. But, you know, this is looking at March's energy, and the connection is there, the chemistry is there, even if we are fully disconnected, or we just have a lot of emotional separation. It's like once this ego death takes place in one or both of you, just depending on your situation, that's when the restriction lifts, and you guys are just about to the end of that journey. All right, so Aries, those are your messages for March. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.